Hello there, friends! Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns and welcome to the Ocarina of Time Item Randomizer is Standard Tournament Season 4. We are already in Losers Bracket Round 3. This tournament is going by so fast, and we have a banger matchup today. We have Marco on one side, we have Kaizo on at the other. And without further ado, because you don't want to hear my voice on an intro screen, you want to hear the comms, that you want to see the action, let's go to the layer and let's say hi to both August and to Sadie. Take it away.
Thank you, Trez. How are you doing, Sadie?
I'm doing great. I'm incredibly hyped for this matchup today. Both of these runners are incredible from the couple of their matches I've got to see, so we are sure to have a tense matchup today.
Absolutely. Two heavy hitters here, both French streamers. Marco, if you don't know him by now, what the hell are you doing? KayzoBro also in there, I think since season 3, maybe season 2. Also featured in the Speed Gaming Live this last year. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. But as Trezco pointed out, this is the losers bracket. So the losers going home.
Yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on these runners' shoulders, but they are both just absolutely incredible, and they have a couple of things going in their favor. So it looks like we have a fire medallion start. It's always great to start with the medallion, especially one that gets you closer to that burning cack. And we also have a prelude start, so we have a transport song to start us off, which may or may not be useful depending on where our spawn is.
Yep, as well, that Master Sword indicates that we are starting as adult.
So where are we dropping today?
Just about all Hyrule open to us. I want to see a little Zora's River. Let's see up over by the Silver Scale entrance spot.
I do like Zora's River. I also always think it's fun to start adult out at Gerudo's Fortress. Makes it really easy to get those valley checks early.
Sorry, I was called away for 2 seconds. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. We're just waiting for the official countdown, and these runners are going to get going here. Oh, we got back market.
The non-existent back market as adult. So that prelude's not super helpful for adult because your spawn is just right there. Temple of Time is Way of the Hero. Death Mountain Crater's Way of the Hero. Big Goron's dead. Did anyone see that second hint? It was Lake Hylia.
Did not. But unfortunately, that means we're going to want to see what that force medallion is. So that means that song in that Temple of Time is important. And more importantly, with these Season 4 settings, it's not going to be Zelda's Lullaby. That cannot be a Way of the Hero thing.
Chat's pointing out that Lake Hylia is barren, so we're not going to see Shoot the Sun today, y'all.
Yep. And likely that it could be Nocturne in the Temple of Time, but we'll just have to wait and find out as these runners headed straight for the village.
Well, they were neck and neck there for just a second, and actually they're just really following on each other's backs, heading up to Death Mountain. Nope, heading to the roofs. Right, I forget that's how you get there.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to be riding on anyone's back, it's going to be Marco on KayzoBro. Of course, no one on the restream can see it, but he is sporting a unicorn onesie, because he's awesome. Nothing from Rufio, nothing in the open grotto.
Yeah, runners are really neck and neck. One thing about Marco that I'm always impressed with whenever I'm watching his games is he has just absolutely incredible execution. I think he's right up there with Cariosa and Bonnaroo as far as some of the best runners execution-wise. So he is just speeding, and Kayzo's just a little bit behind.
Yep, and those bombs are going to speed him right up. As well as that Sun Song, not going to have to worry about any time of day.
And that'll be really helpful if Skulls wind up having something.
But as you said, Marco is one of the top randomizer racers, as well as the top, vanilla racer, right up there with ZFG, whittling down that time over the years.
And doesn't Marco also do a random setting league as well?
Yes, yes. No spoilers for anyone who might still be waiting on that match to catch up on that one. But the random setting season 2 just wrapped up. I think found a bottle there in the graveyard.
Handy if we're going to see an ice play at some point.
Yeah, yeah. But that Sunsong gives us one extra check here in the graveyard. Marco showing us what the Redead holds for us.
So with those bombs, we are probably going to see a DC play pretty quickly, because bombs is the only thing you need to full clear DC, correct?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we see DC before the pedestal from both these runners.
DC is just so quick to finish that it doesn't matter whether it is a medallion or a stone. There's so many checks, it's so fast that you might as well just go get it out of the way.
Yep, speaking of getting out of the way, get your guesses in, chat. Where do you think Marco's gonna pull on the Dampe race?
Rich, that bomb bag is not logically behind Song of Time.
Yeah, very easy trick that both these runners showcase. 69. Someone not very confident with Marco. And KayzoBro also starting his race, so get your guesses in for Kayzo as Marco finishes up with a 46.
46 is an incredible time.
I think that's as fast as you can go.
Just casual.
Yeah, thankfully, Dampe not throwing any flame Marco's way. Looks to be playing nice with KayzoBro as well.
So there was a conversation I was having with another commentator yesterday where we were talking about how much of Season 4, in your opinion, do you feel is skill versus luck? And I'm asking this because we see two runners that right now are right behind each other, neck and neck, and mostly the difference is execution. But depending on where the items wind up falling, this could change at any moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, luck definitely has, I think, a bigger factor, a bigger impact in Season 4 than in previous seasons. But I think, and especially with some of these nice items like bombs and hookshot early, they're not going to get bottlenecked in very many places. And Marco just has really good efficiency. KayzoBro might opt to take that left turn and, hope to get lucky. I think that might be what he's hoping for and what he might be strategizing. Just because Marco is such a strong player. But you gotta play to your advantages, and luck is never an advantage.
Yeah, having those bombs and those hook shots early really open up a lot of checks for our runners. Hookshot will get you into the Forest Temple if you want to do a dip before you have the bow. Bombs, like I said, clears all of DC and opens up a lot of other checks. So they kind of have some options for where they can go depending on what they find here in DC.
Yeah, and an early bomb bag, it's screaming something else is bomb locked early. DC is a very high density of bomb lock checks. But it wouldn't be a bad idea for KayzoBro to maybe check the pedestal first, or maybe just hit the switch, open the eyes, and not kill King Dodongo. It potentially might be a stone. But he's following Marco right in here. We'll have to see how he handles it.
And we do have a prediction open in chat for who will take the win, either Marco or Kayzo. I threw some coins behind Kayzo. I have seen matchups where it can really go either way, so choose your favorite runner. Who are you interested in seeing winning this matchup today?
Absolutely positively, Kayzo did not get to the bracket stage, the third stage of the brackets here by luck. He's got as much skill as Marco to take this thing home. So I think it was round one. Just about everybody's prediction bracket was completely destroyed.
Yeah, Chimp, we have seen spicier upsets this season. And again, I think that goes back to what you were saying, where there is a lot more luck this season. There's some incredible runners, some incredible execution, but execution can only get you so far if you don't get the items you need.
Yep, and it's always easier to play the seed here from the commentator's booth or from your couch in chat. But when you're running it on the fly, you don't know what the opponent has. It's much more difficult to route in that play or to make the call, getting your item, the second chest in to leave that location.
Ooh, we going to see target in the woods with that fairy slingshot?
Yep, it puts that and Queen Goma into logic, so not much good for that slingshot. But that strength is gonna be much more handy for these guys.
Yeah, that strength starts us towards clearing Spirit Temple if we need to do that. Also gets us closer to getting those 8 checks in Light Trial in Ganon's Castle. So as a reminder to chat, or for anyone who has not been keeping up with Season 4 settings for the tournament, they only need 2 medallions in order to spawn the Rainbow Bridge to go do the Ganon Castle checks, which means they just need 1 more medallion since they have the Fire Medallion in their pocket in order to go check Ganon's Castle.
Yeah, I think that is something that's kind of shaken up Season 4 the most. And even still, I think this deep into the tournament, there isn't really a solid, meta as to, all right, when do I dip Ganon's Castle? Do I do it right after I get 2 medallions? Well, a lot of seeds, you only have 1 or 3, a couple checks in there. Other seeds, like this one, there's a lot more open to them right now. But then you have to make the call, all right, when do you go back?
Yeah, and that's the other thing, especially with a couple of Barons and a couple of Way of the Heroes early, especially that Way of the Hero Temple of Time. It's like, do you chase check density? Do you chase progression? Do you chase your Way of the Heroes? And balancing all of those in order to try to figure out the correct play is so difficult, and I think that's really where we're going to see some route divergences here soon.
Yep, that will be the key as Marco first to slay the dinosaur here in Hyrule. Kayzo not very far behind. That opens up the boss door to him. 1 last chest. But as you said, Marco coming out of here a little bit ahead due to that execution.
I am kind of sad that we have bombs so early, so we don't get to see the bomb tooth strat on King Dodongo. If anyone hasn't gotten a chance to see it, it is really sick.
Oh yeah, been featured a couple times so far this season. Ooh, but Marco pulling out the green medallion for our Way of the Hero Temple of Time. Very nice.
Ooh, that is awesome this early. So that means that Ganon's castle is now accessible if they want to go do those checks. They can find out what's in the Temple of Time, and they're one medallion closer to getting that boss key.
Yeah, those bombs definitely do are gonna give them a likely extended adult one. It's gonna be interesting when we get that pedestal check, especially if we find
Silver.
strength too.
Oh,
So all of Goron City, at least the adult side, just opening up.
oh. So this is something else that we're seeing a lot in season 4 is getting a bunch of items in the first 30 minutes and thinking, oh, this is a baby seed, this is a jet seed, and then next thing you know, it's been 3 hours and you're still looking for the butter knife.
Yep, even though we don't play with Master Quest or Scrubs shuffled in, if there's just one thing that's holding you back from getting to Ganon, it can take you a while. It can take runners like this, runners like Marco and KayzoBro, you know, close to 4 hours to full clear a seed.
Also, Frogs 2 is dead.
Oh.
And those are beautiful gauntlets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Kayzo deserves to win purely on fashion sense.
Marco, of course, you see his custom cosmetics in actually both these runners, going with the French flag cosmetics for their hearts and B buttons, C buttons.
Bad for how much Link the Goron gets blown up on a regular basis.
He's a Goron. He's protected in like armor or something. He eats bombs.
But like, have you ever just been like rolling around, mind your own business, and here's this like bratty kid coming up to you, throwing bombs at you, like, here, take them.
No, I have been to the Renaissance Fair where, you know, you can throw tomatoes at assholes to insult you. That's kind of fun.
Well, if that's your point of reference, okay, that makes sense.
Like, who wouldn't love, honestly, in chat, how much would you pay to throw a tomato at Trezco?
Ooh, don't tempt me. And Vanilla Bolero.
Would you pay for a plane ticket to Germany? I know for some people that might not be that big.
Oh, what's that on the crater?
I cannot see the crater item. Maybe we'll get a better peek from Kayzo.
Oh, if that was hovers, that'll be funny. Because the only two ways to get to the crater item are hovers or a beam, correct?
Bean plus Bolero.
Okay, so we have one half of that. Nick, I don't believe you can do the fairy with gauntlets. I think you have to have the hammer.
Well, speaking of hammer...
Well, okay, never mind.
There's a commentator's blessing for you.
No, this is too nice. I'm going to guess Song of Time on Ocarina of Time for toilet check, which will have our long shot to go do water. There, I'm speaking it into existence.
Looks like Marco gonna finish up his adult segment by going through the Lost Woods. I'm curious to see if he doesn't dip into Forest Temple.
How many checks are you able to get in Forest Temple without a bow?
Should be 5, maybe 6, depending on keys.
Okay. So that's not a bad amount of checks to grab if you're going out there anyway.
Oh wait, no Song of Time? No, we can't do the courtyard unless we get a key in one of the first 2 checks. That probably wouldn't be a good play. Never mind.
And it's a condom! Remember to zooter safely, chat. We're starting a meme % early.
And Goron City, Way of the Hero. Did we get anything from Adult Goron City?
No, we did not.
Alrighty.
So, Dancing Dad?
Quite possibly, unfortunately. They do have access to the big Rolling Goron right now. And Mido's House Baron, right? Nothing in there, other than that pack of bomb shoes.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Mido's not being nice to runners today. Okay, yeah, so Sponge, okay, I think I figured it out. So we need Song of Time on Burning Cack to get a toilet check, to get a stone, to get Saria's on Ocarina of Time to go get Dancing Dad. There, that's the horrible curse I am inflicting upon our runners.
We'll have to see where these songs' layouts are. That Temple of Time and Goron City Way of the Hero is an interesting combo. Would be kind of unfortunate if, you know, they chain together. You always, at least a runner wants to see Way of the Heroes that give you, you know, 4 different unique items. Like Rudo's Letter, and the Mirror Shield, and, you know, Long Shot or something. Kiri Sword.
Thunder
Wrong
Bolero
sword.
was vanilla.
Now, I said the Kokiri Sword game, not the Big Goron Sword.
Oh, Requiem! Ocarina of Time teaches Requiem.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Oh no.
We'll definitely want to be seeing our pedestal now. Right after this song. Oh, there is Nocturne.
So that means that Prelude check can't be knocked. Oh, this is. Oh no.
And it looks like Marco is gonna look at these first 2 checks.
So I guess Prelude check could be something boring like Epona to get out to Spirit Temple.
Yeah,
but if
we
it's
would.
not Epona's, that really raises the question of where Epona's is or where the long shot is.
Oh, these runners don't know. We don't know what our required medallion stones are. I don't know if we need to get out there. Was that GTG's Foolish? I didn't catch it on Marco's end, but yeah,
Oh.
Foolish GTG. That's a
Oh.
big one.
So yeah, that means that if Spirit Temple is not required and hopefully doesn't have storms on the Prelude check.
There we go. That gives us a much more clear direction. I'm sure KayzoBro is breathing a little bit of sigh relief.
And again, here is that route divergence we were talking about earlier. So Marco is doing these forest checks while he's here. Kayzo's immediately grabbing those storms, going child. We're probably going to see bottom of the well soon.
Did he read the pedestal? I did not check get any of that.
I did not see. I was glancing at chat.
And Marco, just getting the boss key from those first 2 checks, he is locked out of the Forest Temple by either Song of Time or a bow. So good news for him. Got Fire, Forest, DC, and Spirit our remaining medallions.
So to clarify something in chat, you don't actually need to go out and do the ZL check in these settings. The runners start with the whatever song would have been on ZL as well as Zelda's Letter. That was a change that was made here with Season 4.
So with our Ocarina of Time being Requiem, Spirit Temple being a medallion, we have Strength 2. It's gonna be a pretty big priority, I think, for these runners to get over to Spirit Temple, see if it is going to require that Requiem song. But they're both child now. Let's see what Little Link's gonna be pulling into their pocket.
I just want to say this is the second day in a row that I've had both Stone Shadow and Stone Water on a match I've commentated. And last time we had those, it was kinda interesting, to say the least. I will be surprised if we do not at least dip all dungeons given this medallion layout, especially because we now know that we do need that spirit medallion, or that spirit temple.
Well, Spirit Medallion, you were right.
Oh, it's vanilla. Oh, I
It
didn't even notice that.
happens to be vanilla today. And that was very well timed. Marco reading that Ocarina of Time hint repeat, and Talon giving his little cry. Yeah.
That is a mood.
I know. Chat and the restream didn't hear both of them, but it was very nice. Seeing that divergence you were talking about, Kayzo, very wisely, I think, he's gonna come back for these mini games. Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Maybe not. That divergence might end up costing him now, given that second prize is the Curie Sword.
Again, it's wise until an item shows up that you need. You do need that Kokiri Sword in order to get into the Deku Tree, so that's going to be another medallion that Marco can go grab now.
Yep, Kayzo did get Saria's from Malin. And, you know, that's not terrible. He'll get that eventually. It just might mean he'll have an extended child segment, or he'll have to come back for the Deku Tree later. We'll have to see where he takes it. Looks like he's walking out. Might be going for a Valley play, as Marco's gonna return to Little Richard for $5.
You know, that's a pretty good reward size. I would have paid $10 if someone returned my dog, but
I don't know, my dog? If it's like really lost in like in the middle of wintertime, I'd be giving him a pretty nice reward. Like, hey, you wanna stay for dinner?
You are a young child with no discernible guardians. Is there anything I can do to assist you?
That is a good point. Maybe Richard's mom would then take Link and put him into an orphanage or something. Hyrule would never be saved.
We'll say with Saria's, does that mean Kayzo can full clear all of the Goron City child check? Since we can do Dancing Dad.
He cannot get into the chamber without Zelda's Lullaby, so it all depends on what Saria holds for us. It's our last song check for a little bit. But both these runners are thinking about Hyrule Field. Checking some grottos out.
So I'm wondering if with Lake Hylia Foolish, if Kayzo grabs this and then checks Child Spawn, because we haven't gotten to see that yet.
Yeah, I would be tempted with Baron Lake Hylia to set my Scarecrow song, though, too, as well as, you know, he's in the area. When the hell are you ever coming back?
Oh, true. Especially with Fire Temple required.
Oh, okay, he's getting money. Well, plenty of bomb chews, 30 to their name. Thinking that first pack was 20, so, you know, I'm thinking about the Spirit Trial.
Kayzo did do Spot Child Ranch. Got Saria's there.
Yep. Yeah, slight divergence, as I mentioned, Marco opting to do those mini games in the market, getting his Kokiri sword, so potential that it's going to pay off for him. But it might look like Kayzo has a little bit of a lead on the route.
I do like that Kayzo is going to do Gerudo Valley, especially with no good way to get across here yet. I think it's really nice to go get these checks as soon as possible, because it does get harder to route in as the match goes on. Kind of becomes a last location sort of thing.
Ooh, we find a frog. But yeah, the 2 checks plus a hint stone. And I think Kayzo knows that Marco is efficient and that he's likely to do these checks. So he's got to hedge his bet. As I think Marco might not be doing that. He's showing us our child spawn. Kayzo sees something in the waterfall.
So Melrose, Hammer's Rocks might get orphaned. It depends on if the best way to get to Spirit Temple is with Requiem or not.
Oh, that's very
that
nice.
Scale. Yes.
Exceptional pickup. That will allow for more route divergence, sometimes more efficient routing.
This
we'll
is starting to really raise the question of where the heck is Zelda's Lullaby?
Yeah. But Marco finding child spawn here in Kakariko looked for a moment like he was very tempted to do chickens. Now looks like Kayzo setting up for Dampe digging. But he is orphaning off Scarecrow song. Also, I think in that position, I would be tempted to take that skill into Zora's Domain and the river, and then go into the Kokiri Forest. But Kayzo is on the hunt.
I guess if you have Bolero, while it's annoying, running down to Lake Hylia, setting the Scarecrow, and then Boleroing up to the Fire Temple is not a terrible choice.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, long shot! Oh!
Yeah. Kayzo's route paying off.
Well, there's our spirit access.
Yeah, he's gotta make a choice. It looks like he was thinking about the bottom of the well. Now he's equipping that Keaton mask. Gonna sell that off real quick. This is an exciting early start. 32 minutes in. These runners are keeping us on the edge of our seats.
I will remind everyone we do have a stone water that we can go dip into.
Can't dip into that without another scale or some iron boots, but yeah, definitely something to keep on the table. Looks like Kayzo's doing some spider hunting here in Kakariko. Marco continuing with that progression.
If water is required this seed, then I am cursed. This will be like the 3rd or 4th seed that I have volunteered on that has required water. When it shouldn't be required.
There's no shoulda, woulda, couldas here in the randomizer. As KayzoBro, just making a left turn here to Kakariko Village, finding a long shot from Dampe. But as I said, Marco's really efficient. He's got Sunsong and Nocturne. Chances are he's gonna get that without too much trouble. It's just a question as to when. So I think Kayzo needs to use that long shot sooner rather than later. Hoping that it leads to something good.
30 Skulls is also dead. Marco just saw the hint.
Very nice.
So that means that 30, 40, and 50 are all dead. The most skulls we'll have to collect today is 20.
And Kayzo taking a very interesting route here. After some spider hunting, looks like he's gonna jump into Way the Hero Goron City to route his Lost Woods in.
Ooh, and Marco has fire arrows. Once we find some magic, we'll be able to use those.
Yeah, that's an interesting find here in the Deku Tree. KayzoBro chasing some Song of Storms Way the Hero as well.
So Foster, Kayzo actually cannot get into Deku because he doesn't have the little stabby. Didn't do Bomb 2 bowling.
Yep, likely to get that on his trip back to the Temple of Time. Really quick with that Prelude of Light. But he's chasing down his Way of the Heroes. He's hunting for something.
And honestly, I don't think that's a terrible play. Bomb 2 bowling is not something Kayzo's going to leave behind forever. Yes, Marco gets an early sort of progression lead, but especially depending on what Kayzo finds here, might give Kayzo some options to go chain it into, oh, Mirror
Like
Shield.
that.
Like that.
Yeah, I think that is a very likely candidate for our Way the Hero here in Goron City. Nothing from the adult side. 2 checks left as child locked by Zelda's Lullaby.
Well, I hope you all are ready to rush Spirit and cross the wasteland blind.
It's gonna be really interesting to see how Kayzo does this. He's going through the Lost Woods, checking the Song of Storms. I think he's got that silver scale to his advantage. Likely to do Frogs 1.
Do we think that we're going to see a well play with that Way of the Hero Song of Storms?
I think they wanna see if Sarias is gonna give us ZL or not.
Right, I keep forgetting about CL.
There's 2 songs that Kayzo can check right now. Sarias and Requiem. Requiem not in logic without magic and the lens, but Kayzo doesn't care.
Longshot was on Dampe digging, so thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah, and our first hook shot was from the Redead Grotto, right?
Yes.
So Kakariko is wet. Also had our bomb bag and Sun Song.
Still don't know what's on chickens. What if that's our first logical bow?
But Skull Kid here might hold out something good. Or it might be garbage. So Marco prepares for the Queen Goma fight.
So I have a question. Let's assume Kayzo, before going back adult, does Bomb to Bowling, gets a little stabby. What do you do at that point? Do you rush Deku Tree while you're still a child, or do you go adult and start working your way out towards Spirit Temple?
I think because he has Longshot Silvers and Mirror Shield, you just make the play. You know GTG's Baron, you get your Gerudo pass, you cross the wasteland, see what song's out there, and just do Spirit, see if Requiem's required. It's useful info. And Kayzo getting all the free shields.
I didn't think about the fact Requiem could be required for child. Ugh.
Yep.
Stupid Spirit Temple logic.
But we're gonna see a little bit of a sink back up through the Lost Woods. Really interesting seed. Really happy that the Randobot has delivered this to these two.
Do you not think that Spirit Temple logic is as bad as trying to learn how to navigate Fire Temple? I will say that, chat. Fire Temple sucks, and also Ice Cavern sucks, and everyone can fight me on that.
Ice Cavern wouldn't be so bad if those blue arrows were imbued with blue fire. Just saying. In case you hadn't heard it before.
Make ice arrows useful, Season 5. Okay, I will say the keys are 90% of the reason I hate it.
The ice keys can be extinguished pretty nicely with Din's fire. It just takes a little bit longer. Ooh, Serenade. Alright. Helps us out with that Scarecrow not being as easily orphaned.
Also helps us out if we need to get to stone water.
Or Stone Jabu. But I think Kayzo is gonna be taking that Silver Scale into Domain, picking up his beans. Kayzo is being just as efficient as Marco, just taking a slight divergence there when he dropped off his Master Sword in the Pedestal of Time. Not doing those minigames in the market.
I honestly, don't disagree, though, with how thoroughly Kayzo is clearing stuff out before going back to market and grabbing those checks. Especially because if Kayzo gets, say, the lens, you can completely clear out all of the minigames in the market and just be done with it.
Yeah, remember, they're also chasing down that Song of Storms, Way of the Hero that they got from Temple of Time. We've seen the 2 grottos. I'm sure Kayzo is thinking about Frogs 1. But really, they were hoping for, at least Mark is about to pick up his Serenade. But, you know, hoping that it's Zelda's Lullaby here so they could clear out the well. Because it kind of feels bad going in the well without Zelda's Lullaby. Like Kayzo is going for some flame storage techniques here for the diving minigame.
If anyone is just learning how to Zooter, flame storage is, in my opinion, one of the quickest and best tricks you can learn after you learn some of your movement strats.
Yep, absolutely. Helps out in a couple places, not a whole bunch, but very helpful to have when you're in that area.
So here's a sort of interesting scenario that we're sort of finding ourselves in. Bow is the last item that they need technically for glow mode, which means they have and magic. Am I correct, August?
Oh, shit. You know what? You're right. With Bow, we can clear Forest. We can maybe clear Spirit without Requiem, and we can clear Fire. Unless we get Bow blocked by that Ice Witch. You're absolutely right.
So that means that this does kind of come down to what other checks are required. Specifically, again, we still don't know where ZL is. Perhaps, wouldn't this mean that the last item or whatever Song of Storms leads to has to lead to that bow? Which means
Has
all
to
other
lead
bows
to
would
something.
be... Okay.
Could, for example, lead to Rudo's letter. Rudo's letter could then get turned in. Could be something in Ice Caverns. Could be something in the Stingray chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking for that Song of Storms. It's important here. What's on Frogs 1? And if it's nothing, you just better believe we're going into the well without Zelda's Lullaby.
Yeah. And then everything else kind of winds up becoming optional depending on what we need, because we might need that Requiem for Spirit Logic, might need ZL in order to clear out some stuff, might need Dens if we need to dip into Shadow, but we're really close to just Russian temples.
Okay, for a second there, I wasn't sure if Marco was confused, but there's our bow, as you called it. Frogs 1 has our bow. We are in glow mode. 44 minutes in. Holy shit.
I'm nervous though about what... Oh, but right, Frogs is... Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think Kayzo gets his Kokiri sword. Clears out the Forest Temple, maybe. Forest Fire and then Spirit. I think he might go mode his Deku Tree.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Like, the hardest thing here that we're really waiting on is finding out if Spirit Temple requires Requiem. That is our big question mark at this point.
Yep.
That and where is Magic?
Magic, lights, that's right, we don't have magic. Okay, so not in glow mode. Need magic first.
Plum Tree, we do not require Dens. We have a fire source with the fire arrows. We do need magic.
Well, Marco's gonna jump into the well. He did just get the long shot, so that kind of nerfs that advantage for Kayzo. But it's gonna be interesting to see if Marco pulls anything out of the well, if Kayzo can avoid any traps. This is exciting. So Lake Hylia repeat. And it looks like Kayzo is done with Child 1. It's gonna be interesting to see how he reacts to that Kokiri sword. But is planting this bean, so I wonder if maybe magic was here on the volcano. Or maybe it was light arrows. We'll have to
Magic,
check
light
that
arrows,
out.
even if it was hovers. Hovers are something that can be super useful in the Fire Temple depending on where the boss key is.
Right. Could definitely be in logic for fire. And speaking of fire, Marco pulls out the Goron tunic from the well. Not saying too much, Kayzo did find a wallet in his trip to Zora's domain. And Kayzo will not be forgetting his Kokiri sword here from the market. But with no mini wheel, with the garbage child spawn, I think he goes adult.
Okay, thank you for that clip. I just checked it and confirmed those were hovers on top of the crater by the look of it.
Very good to know. Thank you. Man, is everyone else just on the edge of their seat, just feeling the tension? This is a crazy seed right now.
I mean, that's what's scary right now. Like, as the people watching, and the runners don't know this, but this can either be super jet or this can be really long, like looking for Zelda, looking for Dins, looking for all of these things for all of these dungeons that we really don't need.
I mean, Kayzo, I think just about here knows it. They're, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Marco's gonna have the well and the Deku Tree up on him after this Kukuri sword.
We know that there was nothing really in the Deku Tree, was there?
Oh, and nothing from the well. There's 2 checks left. He's got exactly 1 key. Yeah, ZL is locking 2 other small keys, I think.
So again, this goes back to what we were saying about luck of checks. Kayzo did frogs and did all of these smaller storms checks before going and doing the well. And it paid off finding that bow. And now Kayzo can just go rush a couple of dungeons and get those out of the way. While Marco has technically more information than Kayzo because he's already done Deku and now just finished up as much of bottom of the well as he could, but still doesn't know where that bow is.
He's tracked down his Song of Storms, though. He knows that Temple of Time Way the Hero is either ZL locked now or it's on Frogs 1. He's done those other 2 grottos, and yeah, he's making a beeline for the river. So Marco knows what to do. This is crazy close. Kayzo, you know, he's going adult. He might avoid that well, which would be huge. If he can go through forest and fire, pick up his magic, ideally light arrows, make his way over to Spirit, and get a bunch of keys in the boss key. We're looking at a potential world record seed here, I think. Maybe not quite that fast, but it's gonna be an interesting one from here on out.
And you all can't see Kayzo's face, but Kayzo did just check the pedestal, and the expression that he made was priceless when he got to the Deku Tree being one of the medallions. I think that he knows now how close he is.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I'm not checking until 50 minutes in. He's gonna go in here, clear the Fire Temple. He's gonna pick up his Light Medallion, go to Forest Temple, get his Burning Kakariko cutscene requirement.
Which could be ZL.
Yeah, honestly, ZL I think either has to be in Burning Kak or Requiem at this point.
Oh, apparently Burning Kak was hinted as ZL at some point.
No, alright, good to know.
Thank you, chat, for staying on top of it.
I mean, the runners just flash through those text boxes so damn fast.
Oh gosh, yeah. They've been trained to look for those specific keywords.
Also, I had a thought. I wonder, and maybe someone in chat, I'm sure someone in chat knows the answer to this, right? You can have your stream playing back, just like really, really slowly, right? Like on a second screen. That's totally allowed. That seems like a great way to do those hint box. On the volcano was some hover boots, VXR. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're wonderful. You're wonderful.
Alright, get your guesses in chat. Where's the boss key here in the Fire Temple? How deep do we have to go?
Something locked by Scarecrow, so they have to go back and get Scarecrow.
Yeah, I even think when, right, Kayzo swam directly to the entrance to Zora's domain, didn't even set his song. Oh wow, Marco's so
And neither
close
did
behind him.
Marco.
Yeah. Marco's not even caring about those hover boots. Says, I can do the fire temple without hovers. I can get across the wasteland without hovers. But it might save Kayzo some time getting through those dungeons. Alright, 3 checks in. If we have to climb an elevator, I will be singing a song.
Oh, I'm so tense right now. I'm just really waiting to see what happens with Spirit. So this wait through fire and forest is just torture. But luckily the runners are quick. The runners are absolutely awesome. They're making this as fast as possible for us so that we can get our answers to is Spirit Requiem locked as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but as you said, if we're just looking for that 1 or 2 items, they're gonna be in a position, right, where they possibly could go into Water Temple or Jabba or Stone Shadow, or maybe they have to come back to deeper fire. All depends on how far up they climb for their boss key.
So there's a great question in chat where at this point, is there any reason to not rush fight or not rush forest, especially with as long as forest takes?
I think because they're warp songs. And, if they had Minuet, I'm sure, Forest Temple might have been a play. But because they don't have Minuet, they have Bolero. They can, route, Fire Temple. They'll warp into the crater, go through Goron City, go through the Lost Woods. I think this just makes the most sense.
Thanks for
Fire
pointing that
Temple.
out, Soy Sauce. We still do not have ZL for forest.
We don't need Zelda's Lullaby for the Forest Temple. We might need it for Spirit Temple. That's a good point.
Ooh, true.
And so that would make this route make even more sense. They'll pick up their water medallion from Forest Temple, warp to Nocturne, get their Zelda's Lullaby, and then trek out to the desert. But 5 checks in, just 3 small keys. You know what that means, chat. We're going up deeper fire. They fell into this temple known as fire. They went up, 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 and they just climbed up higher. And it burned, burned, burned. This temple fire. This temple fire. Thank you very much.
Woo! Play Freebird! You're getting a lot of cat jams in chat.
Oh no. That is 5 small keys in. That means we were not bow locked.
I would like to thank whoever in chat mentioned Wonderwall because now that's all I can hear in my head as they're just wandering through the fire temple. That's my mental background music right now. So if I seem kind of spacey, it's because Wonderwall.
Very tense race. Although I think with the deck retreat advantage, Marco with a slight lead, despite being a little behind Kayzo in the Fire Temple.
So one big difference between these two runners that I think is really interesting is Marco has a fire source, which will be helpful if there is anything locked by fire in Spirit Temple, or
Very true.
that they need to get that's fire locked anyway. But Kayzo has the hover boots and the scale, which could be helpful for gain to domain for ice. Wait, you can't get to domain for ice through that way, can you? I always
No.
forget that. Right.
Not in standard. I think
But
there's
you
a
could get
glitchy
that way
glitch.
for Jabu, or if you need to go get something in Zone Shadow, which does always find a way. So both runners have slight item differences that could swing in their advantage depending on what is where.
Absolutely. I forgot about those fire arrows in the Deku tree. They could be an advantage for Marco through Spirit. But
Yeah,
he'll also
especially-
take the time to do that Wasteland chest. It's interesting. It's crazy close.
We do have to find where magic is before we can use them, though.
Hey, it's magic. We don't know. Alright, KayzoBro about to face off against Volvagia, Terror of the Gorons.
I feel personally bad that Link has made this wonderful creature extinct. She was endangered.
She was eating little baby Gorons and making little Link the Goron cry. And Kayzo's only, mainly damaging the secondary hitbox.
I always love watching Volvagia's strats because it's just kind of insane learning about that second.
No. He miscounted, I think, or missed one of his chews. So he's gonna reset that fight. That's gonna sync them back up. That is bad news for KayzoBro.
Oh, no.
Also, right, he didn't get that Goron tunic in the bottom of the well. So that's another plus for Marco doing that dragon fight. Both runners wisely opening up that shortcut in case they have to re-dip fire.
Oh, come on, Kayzo. Second time's the charm. And happy 1 hour, everyone. This has already been a lot of Zooter in 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour in, both these runners just looking for magic and light arrows. Hoping that Requiem on Ocarina of Time is not required for their Spirit Temple.
There we go, Kayzo got it! Finishing up just as Marco enters the fight.
Yep, but losing a big chunk of that lead, and like I said, I think by the time they come out of Forest, get their ZL, Marco's execution will bring him that much closer. Okay, so that is our 7th key on Volvagia's skull. That's good to know. There's just one more key in Fire Temple. 4 checks left. One of them locked behind the Scarecrow song.
Again, we don't know where Minuet is, nor to quickly get back to Forest Temple. But especially with that reset on Volvagia, do you think that Kayzo tries to just rush Forest and then head out to Spirit?
Yep, you gotta. I think you have to get ZL before you go Spirit. I'm not sure why he took the beam there, the beam plan. I don't think that saved him any time. He's got to be thinking, all right, how can I save time going through these next 2 dungeons? Marco has gotten the first 2 checks in the Forest Temple done. So these guys are going to be neck and neck here going through the Forest Temple.
Yeah, you can feel the pressure on them at this point. Got the items for go mode, need to figure out what they need to do for Spirit. Just so close. And especially with where everything is, they have to know that each other most likely has these items.
Yep.
And that is a beautiful Mirror Shield color on a Kayzo side.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've seen a bad color combination.
Yeah, both of the runners are really rocking some great colors today. God love that French pride.
And both runners with a very nice Mito skip. But Kayzo, I think, feeling the pressure a little bit after that Volvagia mishap. Missing some ground jumps.
Yeah, as a reminder to everyone, this is Loser's Bracket. Whoever finishes first continues on, but whoever finishes second or forfeits after the first runner finishes is out. That's a lot of pressure at this point whenever you're so close.
Yep. And this is as close as it gets. This is the point where Marco takes the lead.
Oh, and Marco is skipping that first. Oh, wait, Marco was here earlier.
Yep, he's got these first 2 checks. He's got his boss key.
And that really syncs them up again. So I think that this really goes to show what I was saying earlier about how good Marco's execution is. Because Marco has already finished Deku. Marco already did all of Bottom of the Well. And Marco is still a little bit ahead, even though there wasn't really anything in the Bottom of the Well.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before here on ZSR. You can kind of tell when, runners push it into that 6th gear. Kind of on that courtyard, it was a prime example. Marco, you can tell he's mashing these buttons. He's fighting for his tournament life. He doesn't like being here in the losers bracket. He's not used to being down here. Both these runners feeling the pressure. Kayzo not feeling happy after that Volvagia fight. So they're both feeling it.
Yeah, these are just incredibly competitive runners. You can tell they want to win this. Ooh,
Yep,
nice dodge of the Baba.
Another extremely competitive match earlier this week, Wooden Barrel versus Zoopal. As Marco finds the light arrows, we're in magic mode. Restreamer, if we could get a bet for magic, please. I won't spoil that match, but we saw one runner here in the Forest Temple do some extremely exciting strats.
Yes, the Wooden Barrel versus Duval race was absolutely incredible, and I strongly recommend everyone go watch it.
But get your guesses in chat. Where do you think magic is? There are 2 out there. is one locked behind the other. If we don't pull anything out of the Forest Temple, the checks that we currently have in logic are Thawing King Zora. We have, I don't think, seen the bow minigame or chickens in Kakariko Village. 3 checks in Deeper Fire. We haven't seen anything in Ganon's Castle. Hammer Rocks in Gerudo Valley. GTG has been hinted foolish, as well as Lake Hylia. Keep that in mind, but we haven't seen anything in the Fortress, the Wasteland, or the Colossus. Could be anything out there, as well as our stone dungeons, still completely locked to us.
One place that the magic cannot be is in Shadow Temple, which we did just get Din's Fire, which is completely useless to us because we need magic in order to actually use Din's to get into Shadow. So that's the one place it cannot be.
Yeah, good point.
It also cannot be on the Wasteland check because that also requires magic.
Well, again, right? They could get second magic on the Wasteland check. Hate to rule that out of the betting pool. That would be an exciting one to see for sure. Oh wait, no, you wouldn't see that, would you? Never mind, I'm dumb. Shut me up.
We want to make this as hard on our players as possible. You need to have 2 magic in order to defeat Phantom Ganon. You need all the power. Sponge, if it's on Composer's Grave, it is out of logic. Because they can do flame storage.
Yeah, there we go. Salty Sponge saving my ass. That would be the exciting magic to find.
Out of logic, second magic in Composer's Grave.
Yeah, I don't think these runners are gonna be making a play for that Graveyard Song that hard, though.
Yeah, this is really probably the most Jet Seed we've seen so far this tournament. Has there been anything that has been like this fast a go, almost go mode?
Yeah, I believe it's What the Hell's Happened who has the record for one of the fastest standard seeds. I think at like 1 hour 20 some minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't a tournament match or anything like that, but it was
Ooh.
jetty jet.
Do you know how fast it was? $121. That is terrifying, Sponge. Yeah, I'm sort of on the edge of my seat until I find out about what Spirit holds for us. So this could either be really fast or we could be settling in for a nice, comfortable 3-hour all-dungeon seed for Requiem.
Yeah, it really comes down to that key layout in Spirit Temple. Big meme here on ZSR, Spirit Temple key logic, but this is where it's gonna pay out. First 2 checks on adult side, they're gonna want to see some small keys. After that, they're gonna want to see a boss key.
And to be clear for anyone who's coming in late, neither runner has made it out to Spirit Temple because, well, there's just no good way to go out there, and GTG is barren, so there hasn't really been an incentive to go check it yet with all the items they got so early.
Yeah, crazy start. We started in Adult Market, went over to Kakariko, cleared out the Dongo's Cavern. But when we went shop, we picked up a long shot. Marco did his Deco Tree and the bottom of the well. And by the time they've gone back adult, it's just been clear that do fire, then do forest. Then make your way out to Spirit Temple and pray. Cross your fingers. Do whatever you need to do. Hope that Requiem is not required. That is our all dungeon song for this seed. Oh, did they close the bets already? Oh.
Longshot does get you across the bridge without Eponas. I am wondering, August, because you know the logic better than me, is Lynn's required to cross the wasteland forward?
Yes, I think it is for these settings. You're absolutely right. So, yeah, that's a technicality.
Bro, no one has Dim Shadow because we just got Dins and we have no magic.
Commentator's blessing right there. Alrighty, well, not technically logically, Goma, because technically, logically, we need the lens. But there we go, magic here in the Forest Temple. Marco is gonna be jetting through the desert. Really exciting to see.
I'm frightened. I have a frightened, y'all. I do not trust seeds that look jet. I've seen maybe one true jet seed.
Anything can happen here in Randomizer, and I wouldn't put it past these runners to draw that kind of seed. This is exciting.
Kayzo is laughing in the unicorn onesie.
Of course. If you're not smiling in the unicorn onesie, you're not wearing the unicorn onesie right.
Rock Chalk, yeah, this really all comes down to, is it all dungeons? Is it child locked? Marco does have an advantage ahead of Kayzo, but the big thing is, if it is all dungeons, Kayzo does have Dins. Kayzo can jet Deku in literally, I think, a minute and a half.
Yeah, with magic and Dins, super quick.
The big things that they're really looking for are that boomerang and Ruda's letter, if this is all dungeons.
And iron boots.
And iron boots, or that gold scale. Because I think we got a hint earlier that central pillar is nothing.
But maybe we want to get a bet going for our logical lens to cross the wasteland. Might not ever see it, but it's out there somewhere.
Ooh, then maybe it was the Snake River hint. I know that there was some hint about one of the really terrible checks in Water Temple that said it was nothing. Thank you, Toxic.
Alright, our runners high-fiving in the basement. Marco a few pushes ahead.
I love that synchronous switch step.
Oh, say that 10 times fast.
Synchronous switch step, synchronous switch step, synchronous...
Alright, Marco armed up for one of the hardest boss fights in the game.
So Lynn's might be in logic to cross the wasteland. Our runners don't need it because they know how to cross the wasteland blind, but it might be logically required. Gosh, now I can't talk.
Yeah, but with Phantom Ganon defeated, Marco eligible to pick up his Zelda's Lullaby from the Burning Kakariko cutscene. Just about the 80-minute mark.
It's not like I'm an English teacher or something and have to do words all day.
Well then, as an English teacher, you know that English is one of the hardest languages spoken on the planet.
Oh, English is so dumb. This language is stupid.
Through, thorough, and what's the third one? Though?
Though. Also, the difference between lay and lie and conjugating lay and lie, which I just refuse to do.
These runners, though, not refusing to visit Sheik here in Kakariko. Fortunately, no horse song. And Marco not gonna check the composer's grade for said horse. That would be something I'd be awfully tempted to do. Gonna backwalk across the field and then the wasteland. I'm feeling about 33% chance that it's gonna be all dungeons.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm not sure at this point if I want it to be all dungeons or if I don't. Because all dungeons for Requiem to get out to Child Spirit is eviler than I think I have ever cursed upon the runners.
Best thing that they could hope to pull out on their way would be Ferrer's Wind. But even that's not gonna be too valuable to them through Spirit and Ganon's Castle.
They can grab the hammer rocks on their way out to Gerudo Fortress. So that would clear up the last of the Gerudo Valley checks.
Yep. Likely gonna see the rooftop chest too. They have to get the membership. They have the long shot, so it's pretty quick to get that one.
However, they can't do horseback archery, and we have not gotten any horseback archery hints as far as I know.
No, Marco says, fuck those hammer rocks.
I mean, I guess at this point that makes sense. But especially if it does wind up being all dungeons, I'd want to remember those.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna forget them in case it's all dungeons, but just is not taking the time to bust them open now. Let's see if Kayzo's thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're feeling the pressure to get this done as quickly as possible and just verify whether they need all dungeons or not. Which makes sense, but ooh. I always get nervous orphaning checks.
Well, Kayzo also on that wavelength. He knows his opponent. He's very accomplished. Winner of Season 2.
I think that they very much think that they're in go mode or, know that they are close to it. Oh, is Margo just leaping over the gate?
Yep, ever so slightly faster to climb up there with the ground jump and not trigger the cutscene.
I have never seen that skip. That is sick.
Meanwhile, Marco's gonna do the Wasteland lensless in the dark. And although he doesn't know it, I think Kayzo's best option would be for an all-dungeon seed. Given Marco's lead with the Deku Tree being done already, I think any KayzoBro fans are actually hoping for all dungeons.
Yeah, that all dungeons would give Kayzo some time to catch up, especially with us not knowing where that boomerang and the Rita's letter is. It does make jetting Deku less likely. He will probably go ahead and do those checks in case it's there.
Yeah, and you might be saying, right, it's only a wasteland crossing, but that's not the type of lead you want to give a runner like Marco.
Wasteland have an item once or twice. Because I think I saw a long shot out on Wasteland once.
Yeah, it's known to have some checks here or there. But not tonight. So with the setup here to get through the second half of the Wasteland. Chest number 1. Ooh, money.
Okay, there's one check down.
Yeah, that was a bad ooh.
Oh god, here we go, y'all.
I mean, we had silvers like 10 minutes in. Surely not.
We love Waterstone. We love Waterstone. This needs to be a key.
It is a small key. Still chance the boss key
Okay.
is locked behind Requiem. Looking for 2 more small keys and that boss key.
Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding. I am so nervous.
Yeah, we've been in magic mode for the last, like, 40 minutes? 35 minutes? This has been exciting from the get-go. I've been on the edge of my seat the entire time. There's our boss key. All dungeons almost certainly not required.
Yeah,
And,
Marco marked go mode on his own tracker. We'll see
Yep.
if we can find his last 2 small keys.
Yeah, no, he can get all the other checks in here. So guaranteed he cannot be locked out. Even if those the 2 child or Requiem lock checks were small keys and are logically required, he's not gonna need them. Chat getting their GGs a little preemptively, but just about seals the deal here.
It's never over till the last swing is had on Ganon, but it is looking. There's that key. Was that too?
Yeah, as Will Smith said in Independence Day, it's not over until the fat lady sings. Here in Zooter, it's not over until the fat piggy squeals in his death throes.
Yep, this does come down to execution at this point. It is possible for Marco to make some mistakes, Kayzo to tighten up and catch up. But right now, Marco is in the lead, and we're just going to watch and see who can speed through this the fastest. Except, I keep forgetting, Kayzo does have to do Deku. Again, that is a minute and a half dungeon, but he does have to go back child. Ugh.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one divergence that they took, that was the nail in the coffin. Didn't seem like the biggest thing at the time, but the way the seed kind of rolled out for him, that Kokiri sword on Bomb Chew Bowling really paying off for Marco. Having that going through his Child 1 segment before going getting his Saria song. KayzoBro, on the other hand, went out of Lon Lon Ranch, down through South Hyrule, and then up to Gerudo Valley. And that time difference, along with the Volvagia fight that he had to reset, Marco has not made any of those mistakes and has just kind of routed from one medallion dungeon to the next one.
Yep.
I guess with the exception of his dip into the bottom of the well without Zelda's Lullaby, that could be the one thing that could have saved Marco, 6 or 7 minutes, but I don't think he could have played this seed any faster.
No, probably not significantly faster. They already had it. This was a pretty clean run from Marco. And like, really, that is awesome to see. This was a great match. This was a tense match. Really, because the two runners were just following in each other's footsteps, doing a lot of similar checks. But like you said, that one route divergence really just sealed the deal.
Yeah, and I know I've definitely talked about it for RSL, like rerunning some of these seeds with the spoiler log in hand. I'd throw it up as a challenge for anyone. Can you route this seed any faster than Marco? I'm sure there's a handful of people, especially in the chat. I'm looking at you, Mr. Salty Sponge. I know I probably couldn't. Actually, let me clarify that. I certainly couldn't, even with the spoiler log.
Yeah, execution-wise, I am not there. I think that really the only thing Marco could have done to be faster is do frogs before doing bottom of the well.
Yeah, that's the one point in the route where Kayzo kind of got bailed out with that scale that he got in Gerudo Valley. But that was kind of a short-term gain.
Well, did not have anything.
I mean, it might have something that was ZL locked. We're not gonna know, though.
Logical lens. And thank you for the sub, Keepsake66.
Yeah, you've chosen a great time to jump into ZSR.
So I think this is a great time to give a shout out to the team that has made this happen. So if you have enjoyed this stream today, go give Marco or KayzoBro a follow. Their Twitch URLs are in chat. Shout out to my co-commentator August, who this is my first time commentating and it has been wonderful. And shout out to our trackers, Steve Master 92 and Killer Beans, who this is Killer Beans' first time tracking, and give them a round of applause.
Yep, and shout out to Sadie. Sadie Sweet. Couldn't have done it without you. Pleasure to join you in the booth. For this, one of the fastest, I'm sure, Season 4 tournament matches we've had. / will have.
I said at the start of this match, but the last 3 matches that I have volunteered with have been all dungeon seeds, or at least all dungeon dips. So it's kind of nice to have a sub 2-hour seed finally.
Ding dong, the curse is dead. Witchel curse, the all dungeon curse.
And now my next 5 games are all going to be all dungeons, and everyone's not going to want to commentate with me.
Or they're just gonna each one be faster and faster and faster.
Ooh, sub 1 hour?
That would be an interesting one. I think that would require like 3 strength upgrades into Dongo's Cavern with an early bomb bag, and then the rest of your seed just in the light trial.
Yeah, this is
Twin Rova down.
This is definitely way too jet to be a real Trez seed. I guess instead of blaming Trez, we should be thanking Trez. Or telling Trez that we're disappointed that this was not meaner.
Well, before the restream, Trez let us in on a little info. He's not feeling super great today, has a little bit of a migraine. So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe he's not at full Trezco capacity. But KayzoBro has his Spirit Medallion in hand, but as we mentioned, has to do a little time traveling back and forth, kill Queen Goma, and likely Marco will be just about to serve us some bacon. Climbing up those stairs now. Ganon not really taunting us. Dude, if you want to hide your light arrows, don't put them in a dungeon that's required to get to you. Put them somewhere else.
Imagine if they got up here without light arrows and they were like, oh, light arrows are in Jabu.
Yeah, that would be one of the worst case scenarios that you ever want to see.
There are very few times that I've seen runners get up to Ganon without having found the light arrows or with light arrows in a place that requires extra items to get to. I really want to see that now.
Also to note, I don't think we mentioned an extra kink in KayzoBro's trip is no minuet, no child spawn. But here, 1 hour, 36 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon.
I hope you all like some bacon. Well, wait, well done? Is well done bacon a thing?
I don't know, Marco gets through the fight pretty quickly. I don't think there's gonna be much time on the skillet.
So we might have some rubbery bacon today.
It all depends on the intensity of that beam that Princess Zelda shoots from her hands. Well, this is a cheap piggy. Swinging, knocking that Master Sword beyond the barrier of fire. Luckily, Marco has stored that Master Sword damage in crouch, in his jump slash. So he's using his crouch, stab, and the hammer, and just like that, phase 1 is over, almost faster than I can describe it.
Yeah, that was one of the fastest phase 1s I've seen.
There, he is reunited. Princess Zelda still stands helplessly beside. As Mido kindly moves aside to allow KayzoBro access to the Deku Tree.
Marco is rolling like a master, taking down phase 2 Ganon.
There, Princess Zelda lends her magical essence, imbuing the Master Sword with something extra special. As Marco prepares his slicing and dicing. I know I'm hungry. Get your GGs ready in chat. Marco moving on to the losers bracket round number 4.
And those are GG's with that final slash. Marco has taken the win.
And at the time, almost very appropriately, Kayzo goes down. He goes down inside the basement of the Deku Tree. But unfortunately for him, he's also out of the Season 4 tournament. It's been a crazy path that he's taken to get here so far. So definitely get your GGs in the chat as we have been joined.
Hey.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah. Felt like it took like 2 minutes, but
Yeah, I was saying just a couple minutes ago, Marco, minus the bottom of the well, I don't think you could have routed that any better.
yeah, I was pretty confident except for the well. I thought maybe you can skip it, but I thought it was very tough to skip it, to be honest. I don't know if Kayzo skipped it, but
I've skipped it.
what?
Yeah.
How?
There was kind of one divergence, and it was pretty early on. Any guesses as to where it was?
Maybe when you did Fire in Adult 1? I don't know.
No.
It was the child market. So Marco, you did those mini games right off the bat. Got your Kokiri sword. You did Deku Tree before getting Sarya Song. Kayzo opted to go to Lanlan Ranch. Kind of got a nice silver scale in the waterfall of the valley. So he was able to kind of bail the well. He was able to route in domain, go down through the river, get his bow, get his beams. Was able to dodge the well that way. So it was a really close and exciting match for a whole lot of the seed.
Oh, that makes sense. There's a scale available. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why. I see. But why did you skip the market on the way to the ranch, though?
No, not enough money. And I didn't want to return back to market to do mini games. I said I'll do it later, whatever. And of course it was the Kokiri sword.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Yeah.
Wow. I had 60 rupees when I entered the market, so I could just get the 20 rupees in the crate, and I had 80. So that was enough.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. Whatever. It was a really jet seed, come on.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of seed that rewards execution more than like checks.
Against Marco, I knew I had no chance. I knew it.
At the point where you were crossing the wasteland, Marco had just finished the wasteland. So we were saying at that point, all right, KayzoBro fans are crossing their fingers for an all dungeon seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was on all dungeons, that changed everything.
Yeah. And then the hunt's on.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Kayzo, that's it for Season 4. It's been a hell of a path to get here.
Yeah.
But we'll hope to see you for next season. Marco, you're moving on. How's that feel?
Yeah, that feels good. That was just too fast. Too fast of a seed.
Yeah, really too fast.
Yeah, it feels good to win, obviously. But yeah, sorry, Kayzo, not lucky with the seed.
Unlucky with the seed. Thanks, Tresco, for the seed.
Yeah, it was Sadie Sweet who was talking up the difference here. I think in Season 4, luck can be playing its hand a lot more. I think than previous seasons.
Yeah, there was like no. You didn't even have to think in this seed. Just rush without the hero and progression, and that's it.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, there is the Kokiri sword if you don't have enough rupees, but otherwise...
Yeah. If it is when you're on a weekly, I think people finish in 130.
Yeah, I think if it's weekly, I don't even win, probably. People would skip the well and valley and stuff.
Yeah.
I've thrown the challenge out there. The spoiler log will be available. I would challenge people to race the seed and get a better time than you. I know I couldn't personally do it, but a handful of people can.
Yeah, I wonder if it was all dungeons in Logic. Maybe. Could have been.
Yeah, right? Because you need the lens.
You need the lens, yeah.
Oh yeah, lens. Yeah, for sure. And there could be a small key in Child Spirit too.
Yeah. So, well, I think that'll do it for us. Sadie, do you have anything to add? Not too much going on for this seed.
I mean, not much to talk about in this seed, to be honest.
Yeah, same here.
It was so Jet, and really just watching both of you was incredible how close you were, even with those route divergences. I was trying to pull up the bracket because we know who Marco's going against now.
Cariosa.
How do you feel about that matchup?
It's gonna be a scary one. I've actually already faced Cariosa in season 3 and actually beat him, so I guess I'm a little bit confident because of that, but it doesn't mean much, I guess. But yeah, Cariosa is really good. I think he finished ahead of me in the qualifiers too. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that is right.
I think he did, yes.
Yeah. He's been really good. He was really solid in S4, so it's probably gonna be an interesting match.
Yeah, both of your races that I've watched are really intense, so that's going to be an amazing matchup. Everyone who's still in here in chat, keep an eye out for that match because that is going to be a great one.
Yeah, season 4 was rolling out, finishing it up. Follow these runners, got them racing these races. We won't have the races to watch being raced.
What's
we'll catch you another day.
coming up, August?
That is, I think, tomorrow. Sorry, I don't have the schedule up on me. It called me out.
Yeah, there's Sponge versus tomorrow. Not tomorrow. PKR. That was last week.
Yeah, it's going to be Pink Kitty Rose versus the Salty Sponge tomorrow, wrapping it up. So the schedule is in chat. Thank you so much, Painted Nettle.
Speaking of wrapping up, there is our restreamer Ape wrap up the restream.
Hello, sorry, I was trying to find the schedule because that broke midway through this. I was like, oh no.
Oh, did you not expect the race to be over this soon?
No, but I mean, Trez rolled this. I was like, okay, well, I'll take this over from Trez and I'll be here till about 11 o'clock. That's fine. And here we are, 8:45. I'm like, all right, well, that was fast. But just as we see Kayzo finish up on the stream, yeah, thanks everyone for the race. GG2 Marco, unlucky to Kayzo's. Truly unlucky that race because there's nothing you can really do about that one.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, the slightest deviation kind of screwed, so it's just the way it goes. But yeah, as you mentioned, it is Salty Sponge versus Pink Kitty Rose tomorrow. That's going to be crazy hype. Get yourself watch that one. It's a little late for you Europeans, so watch the VOD the day after if you can't make it live. We will do our best not to spoil things as I just change over to the interview screen because apparently the audio is loud. There we go. But after that, we have what else we got scheduled? We've got Mr. Mario versus FMZ Gun on Monday. It's loser bracket round 4. That is at 1 a.m. UTC. And then What the Hell's Happened versus Ryu Kane next Friday for our little while away, that one, but coming up relatively soon. Yeah, anything else from anyone else?
Well, there's all the other kick-ass ZSR content. Zelda Random 2 weeklies coming up. Skyward Sword Randomizer. That's something that's caught my eye.
Yeah, we've currently got the Zelda, the Oracle of Ages and Seasons showcase, which we are going to raid after this, which is still ongoing on Zelda Speedruns 2. Yeah, today was a busy day for everyone involved.
Good, we had such a jet seed so that we have time to go appreciate all of this other Zelda Randomizer content.
Yeah, you're not kidding. What else we got? I think the Skyward Sword stuff all ended. We've got Breath of the Wild, the Energy Descent. We've got more Twilight Princess, 80%, which Marco, you're involved in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is. I think that's ongoing, isn't it? And then, of course, the NA Weekly tonight, and all of tomorrow, which is about 9 different things tomorrow. So plenty of Zelda for those that want to watch it. But yeah, big thanks to the commentators. Thank you to August. Thank you to Sadie. A big thanks to our trackers. Let me just get their names because I've forgotten them. Thank you to Steve, and thank you to Killer Beans 90, who has an incredible display picture in Discord. Love it. And of course, big thanks to Trez for rolling what no one can quite believe is a massive jet seed. Thank you to Marco. Thank you to Kayzo for putting on an excellent execution style race for us today.
And GG's once more.
Yep, GG's. Marco, we'll see you in the next round, and we will go and raid Zelda Speedruns too. So I hope you all have a good night.
All right.